What's up YouTube? Drew here, and you are in my shop with another third generation Prius. I want to address something that's been coming up more and more, and that is the denial, just the blatant denial of head gasket problems in these third generation Prius, as well as people who have, the head gasket issue in their own car and are kind of ignoring the symptoms that point to that head gasket. First, there's people on Facebook groups and forums that, don't even own these cars, let alone work on them on a daily basis, that deny the head gasket issue. But the reality is, all of us, I offer my experience to you very humbly and gratefully for your you're giving my channel attention and subscription. Thank you so much. But I speak for all of us technicians that work on these cars. If you know somebody, if you talk to a master tech at a Toyota dealership, or any Prius enthusiast that works on them every day, they will tell you there is definitely a head gasket problem in third generation Prius. I have some videos in the description that are absolutely critical for you to watch. The first one is differentiates between the two most prominent causes of the morning death knock, which is that really bad sound when you start your Prius in the morning. It also explains in depth what's happening and why that sound happens. I'm going to leave it out of this video and just tell you, please watch the ones in the description, because it's a pretty lengthy explanation, and it's way better explained in every possible reason of an engine misfire, not just in a Prius, but in any car. I mean, going back to when cars first came out in the late 1800s, covers all the reasons of a misfire. And that happens to cover a second generation Prius I was working on. That video is linked in the description as well. But the reality is this, guys, too many people are kind of ignoring, in a third generation Prius, the fact that their coolant reservoir is going down, and they're throwing parts at the engine, trying to, find some other reason to make that sound go away. And listen, I'm not trying to be cruel. My heart absolutely breaks for you. I too, we struggle. We're a family of 6 on just my income. I know what it's like to get a several $1,000 problem that you weren't expecting and lay awake at night trying to figure out how you're going to deal with it. But the reality is this, guys, if you're losing coolant and you have that misfire, just quick little spoiler. What's happening is you've got 4 cylinders inside this engine that move, up and down and, basically fire. And when that's interrupted by something like antifreeze getting poured into those cylinders, when that's interrupted, the rotational speed and force of this internal combustion engine is interrupted. And the transmission, which is actually a power split device, electric motors doubling as generators with a planetary gear, there's a plate in between them that allows them to actuate, allows the two of them to actuate a little bit in their connection. You're hearing that spring-loaded plate rattle back and forth to its maximum positions because of the rotational and force changes in the engine because of the misfire. So guys, again, in the video that happens to be on a second generation Prius, it covers every reason. But the reality is this: if you're hearing that and your coolant reservoir is going down, stop spending money and sticking your head in the sand trying to find another reason. If you're losing coolant and you have the morning misfire, you've got to, confirm it, of course. Pull out the spark plugs and look down into the boards with a scope. Get a professional involved if you have to, but don't ignore that, because there's a 4th video in the description of this one that shows you inside one of these engines where that was ignored. And guess what happened? This doesn't have a dinky little electric motor for a starter. It has a massive, massive electric motor that, again, doubles as a generator inside the transmission, and it has more than enough power to bend the internal components of this engine because of the force from water. Water can't be compressed. Yes, I understand that's like ethylene glycol or whatever modern coolant is made out of. It doesn't matter. It's not air. It cannot be compressed. So you will destroy your engine and cost yourself, several $1,000s if you ignore this. So again, guys, I'm not trying to hurt feelings. My heart breaks for you. But it's like walking through, the junkyard, and you feel a sharp pain in your foot. You pull your crock off, and there's a shard of metal coming through the top. I suppose there's a chance that it could be a coincidence why your foot hurts, but it probably has to do with the metal shard. Same thing here. That coolant reservoir is at 1/3 of where it should be. When this car's warm, it should be up here, past the seam. If this thing's been going after sitting for a while and that looks like that, yes, confirm it, do your job. Not you, the viewer, but, the technician needs to do their job and confirm that that's it. But the way I'd handle that, I mean, shoot, you've got that happening. I'd look down in, find, of course, one of the 4 cylinders would be clean because the steam from the water and the heat inside the engine would clean that cylinder. You know, just get some kind of verification. And then what I'd do is rip the head off the engine. And again, watch the video linked 4th one down in the description to see what inside one of these engines looks like when the head gasket has failed and when the problem's been ignored. So listen, I just want to say one more time, I'm not saying this insensitively. I'm not picking on you guys that have this issue. If you have this issue, my heart breaks for you. I am picking on the people who don't own a Prius and don't work on cars that are offering their advice that these don't have a head gasket issue. You know, I mean, to offer any tangible information about these cars, I think somebody should at least have to own one or have, you know, or have worked on them extensively, right? So definitely not trying to hurt feelings here, but we need to hold people accountable if they're going to put information on the internet. Here's the truth. You've seen it with your own eyes. You've got a head gasket failure if you're drinking coolant. It's misfiring, period. So I hope this video is helpful, even if it's disappointing information. If it's helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Definitely consider subscribing to the channel, and please, for your own sake, watch the videos linked in the description. They explain a ton about what's going on under the hood of these cars. So listen, I'm Drew. I really hope this helps, and you know, again, my heart breaks for you. Prayers are with you if you're going through financially difficult times because of one of these cars. God bless you. If I could do it, you could do it. Hang in there, and I'll see you in another video soon. Take care. Bye.